know, there are people that did not make it today, literally the next day. So I'm very grateful. I'm sorry?
I said hi, Cheesecake, real quietly.
Yes. So I'm very, very thankful. And you know, so yeah, this is gonna be a short chit chat session, as you can see by the timer. I'm a little off, guys, because I'm just feeling really weird and almost kind of melancholy today. And I know it's weird, you know. It's really weird because it's one thing to feel sorrow when a celebrity passes away. It's something very different when you feel like you've lost a friend and you've never spoken to the person, you've never attended any live sessions that live streamed that they've had, nothing ever, just seeing them and admiring them from afar. And not as an actor. I'm speaking of Malcolm Jamal Warner. I'm going to talk about Ozzy in a few, but Malcolm Jamal Warner I've known of since I was a little girl. He's only a few years older than me, but I loved him on The Cosby Show. But then after The Cosby Show, he went on to do great things. Not in the industry per se, which of course he did great things in the industry, but I'm admiring the person that he was outside of the TV screen. You know, he was an activist. He was just a really beautiful person. And his energy was very authentic. And I just loved and admired the person that he was. You know what I'm saying? So I was a fan of who he was as a person, not as an actor or an entertainer. And, you know, finding out that he passed suddenly, you know, I say suddenly because, I mean, he went to a vacation with his family, and I'm sure he didn't expect to not leave with them. And I'm sure they didn't expect to leave without him. And it was just hearing about that yesterday. I was just scrolling on YouTube, I think, and I saw a video with the thumbnail saying "Rest in peace." I'm like, what? I was devastated, guys. I was crying like a baby. It hit me in the gut. It really did. And so yeah, I'm still kind of not over it. It's like, wow, Malcolm Jamal Warner he's gone. He's dead. So young, 50, I think 55 years old. Yeah, no, 55, 54.
54, yeah.
And yeah, it's just, he's so young and he has so much more life, you know? And it's like, damn it, you know, you would like to rewind the hands of time, but you know, you can't. But I wish he didn't go to that trip. And I wish he didn't. I'm not sure the details surrounding his drowning, but I just wish. I really wish. And then to learn that Ozzy passed the next day, that hit me in the gut. And that was really surprising because I was not expecting to feel really much of anything, if I'm being honest, to learn that he was going to pass. I didn't expect to feel much of anything, but you know, I've been exploring a lot of his music, and I think back on when I started watching them years ago on their reality TV show, and I got to like him, even though he's so wealthy. He was relatively down to earth, you know what I'm saying? And so that hurt me a lot as well. And it's gonna be a really weird day. Nonetheless, we're here, and we're gonna play a little something as a semi-tribute to Ozzy. I don't have anything for Malcolm Jamal Warner. Most people don't really care about that. I don't really know about that. But being that we are into the music over here, I'm going to play a song, not a song, a clip regarding Ozzy in a few minutes, okay? So, Torfil, how are things going on your end, baby? Anything new and exciting?
We're still pecking away, trying to get my house cleaned up. I got the last of the stuff getting done, the bathrooms, and then tomorrow I'm doing my kitchen. Then I'm going to call you and give you the first-person walk around, so you get to be the first person to see it.
Nice. I'm so happy for you. I really am. Really happy. Your place is coming together quite well, and it feels very comfortable too. Good. I'm glad you're having fun doing it. That's awesome. That's awesome, baby.
Then My daughter got the job of her dreams, and she's coming to visit. So what else can I ask for, right?
I agree. Absolutely. I'm so happy for her. Happy for all of you. All right, so far we have in chat, we have Jono in the house. Hi, baby. So precious. We have cheesesteak, Chris in the house. Hi, sugar pie. And Miss Luna. Hi, beautiful. We have Miss Luna in the house. Oh, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Yeah, this is a late start, and we only have a few reactions in the queue today. So let's see how the day goes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna go really quickly into our hot topics, so Torfel.
Yes, and don't forget you also have to do the wheel today.
Oh,
is
I do.
Wednesday.
Thank you for that. He's on his job. I respect that. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let me know when you're ready. Mine is kind of like a Cliff Note version of Ozzy's life and so on down the line for some stuff that people may not have noticed or known.
I'm ready, and we're gonna go after that immediately into the video that I spoke
Okay, and
about.
I'll keep it brief without too much nonsense around it. So let's start with his early times. Okay, it's kind of, I have it on my Microsoft Word here, so it's kind of categorized.
Take your time,
He was
though.
born John. He was born John Michael Osborne.
John,
Born on
John Michael Osborne.
on December 3rd, 1948, in Birmingham. He basically was a working class upbringing. He had a really rough time in school because he was dyslexic and had a really hard time learning anything. His jobs back then were various. He worked in a slaughterhouse. He also was charged with as a petty criminal, so he spent a little bit of his time in jail as a young man. He was inspired by obviously the Beatles and other early rock and roll. So from 68 to 79, you know, you have the formation of Black Sabbath with Tony Iommi and, you know, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward. And then the 70s, the debut album came out. And the entire theme of all of this was always a dark occult inspired lyrics, with, you know, really with very doomy sound. So unfortunately in 1979 Ozzy was fired because, you know, he had a little bit of a problem staying away from the drugs and the alcohol, so they had to let him go in 79. He reinvented himself from the 80s to the 90s, and I do credit, me personally, I credit Sharon Osbourne for a lot of this.
You do, or he does? Because I think he actually expressed that.
He does that too, yeah, and I do as well. I mean, he ended up with a very straight-laced school teacher who I think had enough influence over him and did it in the right way that he saw a need to change his ways. So his solo, 1980s, he did, you know, starts with Crazy Train, which is the album was Blizzard of Oz, 1980. Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley. He did collaborations with Randy Rhoads on the guitar. Continually having success from 83 to 91, you know. Bit the head off a bat in 1982, which, you know, clearly everybody still talks about that. He ripped the head off this poor thing. Later down the line, so 1990s to 2000s, he founded the Ozfest in 96 with his wife and manager Sharon. Became a major annual event. He did have a couple of Black Sabbath reunions in between that. And then, of course, what everybody remembers too is 2002 to 2005 MTV reality show, which really made him more than just a rocker. It made him a pop icon culture. He continued through all of this, he still continued his battles with addiction, several injuries, including the fact that he crashed an ATV in 2003. So he had physical injuries on top of everything else. And then from 2010 to present, you know, his final tour, he announced his retirement. No more tours too in 2018, later postponed due to health. He did Ordinary Man, a collaboration with Elton John, Post Malone, and Slash. Patient Number 9, 2022, Grammy Award-winning album. But he still had his health problems the entire time. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2020, multiple surgeries.
2020?
Yeah, that's when he was first diagnosed with it. I mean, I remember that was 5 years ago. Multiple surgeries in later years limited his mobility. And the limited mobility and all that was very blatant because if you watch the concert that he recently did, that he did sitting in a chair, he was strapped into that chair. He couldn't have gotten up even if he tried. They really
Yeah.
strapped him in.
Right.
So, his official retirement from touring was announced in 2023 due to physical health concerns. He's obviously married to Sharon Osbourne since 1982. He's the father of 6 kids, including Jack and Kelly. 4 of them wanted
I thought
nothing
he
to
only
do
had
with it.
2. Really?
The other,
They didn't
the
like
other 4
Sharon.
wanted, no, they don't like the TV show. They didn't want to be part of that limelight. They didn't want to be in that world. They do their own thing. They are who they are on their own accord. His public image was always the Prince of Darkness. He went from Prince of Darkness to the lovable dad. So it was like, this menacing, humorous, that, about him. He's basically credited with shaping the heavy metal and hard rock scene. He influenced generation of artists from Metallica to Slipknot, survived and thrived across 5 decades of music and media, and lived a very full life. And one of the things that people may not have heard is that he did so many drugs that his body was actually being studied because he built up an immunity to drugs.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So the problem is that even with all of his health stuff, if they would have put him on a regimen of medication, the medication wouldn't have worked. His
Right.
body would have probably just digested it and said, "Yeah, the hell with you. We're not doing anything with this." So yeah, I mean, you're talking. This man has started born in 1948, and he lived a very full, successful, and influential life. And I don't think he's one of those people that can leave this world and literally say, "I have no regrets."
Regrets.
Regrets. I have no regrets. He's done it all. He's lived it all. I mean, he raised good kids. You don't hear nothing about them in the media so much anymore, unless somebody wants to talk shit about, his daughter because of all the facelifts. But you know what? She's young. She has money. Let her do what the fuck she wants to do. But his son is doing what he wants to do. And he raised a good family, a solid family. You don't hear shit about the other 4 kids. You didn't even know he had them. So he has nothing to, regret. He has nothing to look back on and say, shoulda, woulda, oughta. I think he had an amazing life.
He had an amazing life indeed. Thank you for that, Sir Teufel. Yeah, when you said that he was diagnosed with Parkinson in 2020?
2020.
Yeah, I'm like, that didn't make sense because I know that from the show from way back in the day, he had Parkinson then. And so Jono just stated that Ozzy was diagnosed with Parkinson in 2003. It was made public about 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, because I know when I watched the show, this is like 2004, I think, 2003, he had Parkinson then. I'm like, why is he shaking like that? So he's definitely, that's just a little mild correction I'm going to make. He definitely had Parkinson for a very long time, because you don't die from Parkinson after being diagnosed 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He had to have had it for a very long time.
I don't think he died from Parkinson's, period. I mean, at least look at the guy from Back to the Future. He is fighting a Fox, Michael J. Fox. He's had it for a long time now.
Right, but but also Parkinson affects different people different ways, and I'm pretty sure that his death was the result of his Parkinson disease, because that will kill you. That's a disease that will most likely kill you. It's going to most likely take life. So I'm rather confident that he died as a result of complications of that disease.
I mean, we'll find out eventually. They will come up with something, but
yeah, there's no cure for it, and yeah, that usually takes you out. And I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did, and I think he did last as long as he did because, like you were speaking about how they're studying his body, he's a very resilient guy. He's very resilient, and he's a different kind of guy. His body's very, very different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Michael J. Fox also lives a clean life, relatively clean life, and he works out. He does a lot of things to mitigate the disease, but even he has really hard times with it as well.
Oh yeah. Well, Ozzy also had spinal surgery, so between all of that thrown together, you're talking, so we'll see how because that basically, the spinal surgery is what stopped them performing at one point as well. So we'll see how all this turns out. But again, he lived a very full, exciting life, and
it turns out with him no longer being here. That's how it turns out. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's how it turned out, guys. He was here and now he's not. That's it. Chris says, my sadness is over with Ozzy. I've come to realize he died shortly after a huge party with all of his friends and farewell concert. It's actually beautiful. Yeah, it's very, that's what Wolf was saying yesterday. It's very beautiful and absolutely poetic. Like, wow. You know, Steph, she hit the nail on the head. I'm like, oh my gosh, she was right. And the way she spoke about it, it was like, you know, like she knew something that we didn't know. Almost like she the gods of the world or something, the universe was talking to her. Like, we all knew that he was older, much older guy, and you know, this Parkinson got really bad, and we knew that he wasn't at his best, in his best state. But man, I didn't expect him to go a week later. I didn't expect that. I remembered it from way back that he had Parkinson had progressed. He also had problems with organs, had a broken neck. Yeah, that healed poorly, a spinal surgery that messed him up. It's amazing how he survived so much. It is. And it's how Ozzy would like us to remember him. That happened not too long ago, and it really didn't work for him. Oh, almost 80 years old. Oh my God. And you know who else is going to live for a very long time? Trump. Damn. Trump going to be around for a long time. He should be dead by, let me stop. He should no longer be with us. He should no longer be with us.
Changing the subject.
Moving right along. Yeah, guys. Okay, well, listen, we are going to spin the wheel. Man, I need Steph to be here to see this, because man, she gonna be proud as a mother sucker. So Torfa is on his job, guys. He ain't let me miss a beat. Hold on. Where? We're going to go ahead and do the spin the wheel. It was a question, an interesting question I had to ask you guys. I didn't write it down. I feel like searching for my questions. This should be really easy, I think. I've asked this a couple of times over the past 2 years, almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in October of this year. Wow. Wowzers, guys. Amazing. Time is flying by. Oh, I have to pin it. I just realized that. That's the one thing we missed. Pinning the message on Twitch. Where is it? Look, I don't see it pinned. Okay, I'll pin it here.
Okay.
Alrighty, let me think. Okay, what is... name one of my favorite prints on clothes? Should I give it a multiple choice? Nah, I shouldn't give multiple choice. What's one of my favorite prints? And just name one. The first one to get the right answer. One of the right answers. When to spin the wheel. What the hell is tartan? Yeah, prints like, for example, floral, camo. Damn, never mind. This is stupid. I just basically named two of my favorite prints. All right, hold on. Let's start over. I gotta find another question. That's stupid. 1 second. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. It's probably a little easier. No. It ain't. I love sunflowers, but it's definitely not one of my favorite prints to wear. Okay. No. Okay, what is my favorite car? Hold on. You're so silly, Chris. Your favorite car? You're so cute. Yes, the correct answer is Jaguar S-Type. And you know what I think? Honestly, like, I don't know why they discontinued that model, because that car to me is one of the most beautiful, sexy, elegant cars I have ever laid eyes on. And it's just a beautiful, unique design. Like, why would they cancel it, discontinue it? And then the one that came after that is so bogus. It's so lame. It just looks bulky and not elegant at all. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. That's the one car that I feel is a very feminine car. You know what I'm saying? A man can drive it. You can do whatever you want. But I saw a man driving it one time, and I had to do a double take. Like, what? Like, what are you doing in this car, man? I actually told him that. What are you doing? Oh my God, I'm like, this is my car. You know what I'm saying? It's very feminine. What are you doing? He did mind my own business. He ignored me. But I just rolled my window up and just drove down the street, you know, just keep on driving. But that's the one car I feel that is just so feminine and elegant, you know. And if you're a man, you like feminine stuff, go right ahead. But to see a man driving it, I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of that car. Because it looked like a sexy toy. Yes, it was just so, I will never forget. This isn't back in the heyday, right? When Wolf was really doing really well. And I told him that I wanted, okay, here's what happened. I was divorcing, my divorce wasn't finalized with my ex. And, you know, we sold the house and I gave him the car that I had in my name. And I was going to sell my other car, my Honda. And so, because I had gotten into an accident and I just was not going to put the money into fixing it. Nonetheless, Wolf asked me, he said, okay, what's your favorite car, or what's your dream car? Something like that. If you could get a car today, what would it be? And I said, my dream car? It's like the Jaguar S-Type, but I know I can't afford that. He's like, we can get one of those. I'm like, what? He went and got one for me for cash. He spent cash and picked that baby up, and baby, that was like, oh my God, I never thought I would ever be able to have that car, ever. So that's the story behind me getting my first luxury vehicle, my first and actually only luxury vehicle. So beautiful. Moving right along, let's go ahead and spin this wheel, guys. Let's do it. Oh, y'all been winning today. Y'all been winning lately. Y'all been winning lately. So this request one, win one. Get one. So for your next request, baby, don't forget to remind me that you have one in the books, okay? Alrighty, let's go ahead and close the stream on YouTube. And say our farewell until next time. To those of you who are watching on YouTube, please join me over on my Twitch channel. The Twitch link to my channel should be in the description of the stream. So let's say bye for now. Bye, Satofil. Say bye. I mean,
bye.
See you guys soon, hopefully.